You stare at 2x plus 5 equals 11, and your brain just leaves the building. Not dramatically, it just quietly logs off like a phone that decided it had enough mid-conversation. And you sit there thinking, okay, I'm clearly just bad at math, but here's the thing. You're not bad at math. Nobody told you what x actually is. That's not your fault. That's the explanation's fault. Your teacher wrote a symbol on the board, asked you to solve it, and nobody stopped to say what it represents in real life. We're fixing that right now. By the end of this, you're going to see algebra and prices and games and splitting a bill with your mates, and you're going to think, oh, that's just algebra. Slightly annoying to admit. Let's go. So first, why does algebra even exist? Quick example. You're trading snacks at lunch. You ended up with 8. Your friend gave you 3. How many did you start with? You just did algebra. No symbols, no x, no equation. Just your brain going something plus 3 equals 8, so the something must be 5. That instinct, that gap-filling move, that's algebra. Humans have been doing this forever. There's always a missing number, always a, what was that thing I need to figure out? Algebra is just the tool someone built to make that process faster and reusable across every problem you'll ever face. Here's the part nobody tells you. You don't hate math. You hate confusion. Those are different things. Confusion comes from skipping the y and jumping straight to the symbols. Your teacher writes x on the board and your brain goes, what is that? Is it a letter? Is it a number? Why is there a letter in my math? Nobody explains. So your brain panics a little, decides it's probably complicated, and quietly checks out. Completely normal. But the fix isn't more practice problems at 11 p.m. The fix is understanding what x actually is. When you get that, the panic dissolves. So, what is x? Here's your answer. Hold on to this one. X is a saved seat. Your friend texts from the canteen, saved you a seat. You don't know which seat. The seat is real. It physically exists. There's a chair somewhere with your name on it. You just don't have the specific details yet. That's X. It's not mysterious. It's not abstract philosophy dressed up as math. It's a placeholder for a number you're about to figure out. Temporary ignorance with a name. X isn't scary. It's just patient. Now, here's a twist. Algebra is actually more real than normal arithmetic. Seriously. When you write 3 plus 4 equals 7, you're describing something that already happened. Past tense math. Done. But when you write x plus 4 equals 7, you're describing a situation you're currently inside. Partial information, missing piece, need to figure out the rest. That is not abstract. That is your life, constantly. If I save some money each week and I need 60 quid total, how many weeks is that? Equation. My phone's at 40% and drops 8% an hour. How long have I got? Equation. Algebra isn't math invented to ruin your afternoon. Algebra is math that hasn't finished happening yet. Okay, moving on. The equal sign, because this is the bit people get wrong and it matters. Your brain probably reads it as, and now the answer comes out, like a calculator. But in algebra, the equal sign means these two things weigh exactly the same. Both sides are on a seesaw, perfectly balanced, neither side heavier. The moment you do something to one side and don't do the same thing to the other, the seesaw tips. The balance breaks, the equation dies. Every move you make in algebra, every add, subtract, multiply, divide, is just keeping that seesaw flat. That's the entire mechanic. Not rules you memorize. Just keep it balanced every time, and the mystery number will eventually be the only thing left standing. In practice, back to 2x plus 5 equals 11. Goal. Get x alone, because alone it'll tell you what it is. There's a plus 5 on the left. Subtract 5 from both sides. Seesaw stays flat. Now you've got 2x equals 6. There's a 2 multiplying the x. Divide both sides by 2. Seesaw stays flat. Now you've got x equals 3. Done. Check it. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 5 is 11. Correct. You unwrapped it layer by layer, always keeping the balance. Like peeling a potato, every move removes one layer of disguise until the actual number has nowhere left to hide. Now, simplifying. Sounds terrifying? It's not. Simplifying is just stripping away disguises. You have 2x plus 3x. That means 2 mystery things and 3 more mystery things. You don't know what the thing is yet, but you've definitely got 5 of them. So 5 times, same as 2 apples plus 3 apples is 5 apples. You didn't need to know the apples price to count them. You just needed to know they're the same kind of thing. That's like terms. Like terms are things wearing the same costume. 2 X's and 3 X's, same costume, add them. A plain number and an X, different costumes entirely, can't combine. Costume check every time. Sounds silly. Works every time. Negative numbers, let's handle this fast because half the panic in algebra lives here. Negatives are just debt. That's it. You owe your friend £5, you have £0, you're at -5. That's not philosophy. That's your wallet on a bad Friday after you forgot about that app renewing. -5 doesn't mean less than nothing exists. It means you're on the wrong side of 0, moving backwards in the red. Add a negative. Go further into debt. Subtract a negative. Sounds insane. Stay with me. You're canceling debt. Someone cancels what you owe them. You've effectively gained money. 2 minuses become a plus. Your brain already gets debt. Negatives are the same thing. Here's a twist that should make you feel a bit smug. You already do algebra every day. Your brain just doesn't announce it. You're at the shop. You've got 15 quid. A drink costs $2.50. How many can you buy? Your brain just ran 250 times. Something equals 15. Find the something. Got 6. You didn't write it down. You didn't say, let X equal drinks, but you solved for X. You've been doing this since you were old enough to count pocket money. School is just asking you to slow down, show you're working, and use the formal symbols so other people can follow your logic. The thinking underneath, you were already doing it. Graphs. Someone draws a line on a grid and calls it math, and half the class mentally leaves, but a graph is just algebra you can look at instead of read. Y equals 2x means whatever x is, y is double it. X is 1, y is 2, x is 3, y is 6. Plot those pairs and a straight line appears. That line is the equation wearing a visual outfit. Your eyes read a slope way faster than your brain processes a list of calculations. Every pricing chart you've ever seen, every distance versus time graph in physics, every how this grows over time. Visual. Algebra made visible. The graph isn't harder, it's actually the easier version, and once you can find one missing number, you can describe entire relationships. How price changes with quantity, how far you travel in a certain time, how savings grow week by week. Algebra goes from find X this one time to build a formula that finds X every time. That's the upgrade. Your phone battery formula, splitting the bill formula, savings goal formula. All algebra, all the time, whether you call it that or not. So, let's land this. Algebra is not a collection of arbitrary rules. It's a language for talking about things you don't know yet. And it runs on one idea. Keep the balance. Do the same thing to both sides every time, and the mystery runs out of places to hide. Variables like terms, negatives, graphs, just different situations where the same engine runs. Different potato, same peeling technique. Remember, 2x plus 5 equals 11. Subtract 5 from both sides. 2x equals 6. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 3. Check. 2 times 3 plus 5 is 11. Done. That click, the moment X stops being a symbol and becomes a plain, obvious number, that's your brain finding the missing thing. That's what algebra was always for, long before anyone put it on a test. And next time someone says they hate math, they probably just hate confusion, which is fair. Confused people deserve better explanations, not more worksheets. The why first before anything else, and now you've got it.